Real quick, how do you feel about, you know, the state of DJing, you know, currently? Like the Ableton sets, the dudes who are doing these big festivals, coming from, you know, the old school. How do you feel about it?
I'm cool with it as long as they respect the original way to be a DJ and be classified as one. You know, any of those guys that use computers or, you know, drum machines or controllers and all that, Ableton, you know, Serato, including myself, as long as you're able to just do straight wax on a turntable, if you're put up to that, if your shit crashes, if your computer crashes and you ain't got that, can you still do a party and make it live? And that's where the records and the DJ mentality comes in, because a lot of these people weren't brought up on that, so they are lifeless once their computer crashes. Me, I can drum up a set and do every style just real quick. Just show me a place that's got records, or take me to somebody's house that got records, and I'll be able to put together something that's going to keep it going. That's a DJ. And, you know, a DJ does come from the era of vinyl and the aspects of cutting, scratching, and mixing on a turntable and using the faders and doing things that show style of that technique that we turned into hip-hop culture. If they don't, I mean, again, as long as they rock the party, they're still dope. But, you know, if it's just to the level of them versus what we do, it should be a balance on the what we make, you know, price-wise versus also, you know, how much they put behind us being on the level of what they do. But regardless, I'll play anywhere. 10 people, 1 person, nobody. I love what I do, so I'm here to do it for the love. So regardless, you're going to see me do it on that level.
Right. Cool. Awesome, like digging for record stuff, man, because that's kind of, you know, where I come into it also.
Right.
You know, what's like the craziest come up, man?
What's the craziest come up?
Yeah, just like you, like buying records. What's like the craziest find?
Oh, I mean, you know, we go way back to the early stages of digging, and we still dig. I mean, there's still stores where we won't tell you where it's at, because we don't want you to go there, because we don't want it. We call it raping the store.
Sure.
You go there and everything's gone already. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain people I'll dig with. I'll dig with Showbiz. I'll dig with Buck Wild. Alchemist will call me on the low and just be like, "Yo, you want to go digging today?" And I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna meet you there." And we almost like little secret, you know, thieves in the night, you know, breaking into a bank, but we're going digging. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's half private, half, you know, public to the DJs and producers that we, you know, like to know spots. You know, when we know we're going in and see people that we know in a spot that we don't want to be around, and we go, "Oh shit," and duck down and things like that, like over a record. So, I mean, I'm not gonna pay $900 for a record that I know. Don't get me wrong, it's worth it, but we made it worth that price. You know what I'm saying? So when I see it that price, those are for the newcomers that are learning the whole aspect of it. And honestly, they should pay that much so that they can respect what we made those records turn out to be. You know, we made a lot of those records more popular from sampling it, and then also all due respect for the sounds that they gave us to play with so that we could sample. You know, and now there's a lot of legal, you know, fine lines between, you know, what is and is not legit. And I'm starting to respect that more, just because of the fact that, again, they gave us these sounds that we borrow, and it doesn't belong to any of us but the people that made it. But, you know, that's my aspect on digging. The rest of it, you know, if I catch you at the store, if you see me duck down at me, I don't want you at my store.
Okay. I'm trying not to get hurt, man.
Yeah, otherwise I'll say what's up.
Okay.
Or, you know, we hate when you go, "Do you got this?"
Yeah, of course.
You got this?
That's
it's like,
corny.
"Yeah, I got it. I paid $4 for it. You're
Right.
paying $100 for it."
So that brings me to the next question. So, like, what are you looking for? I mean, I'm not looking for titles, but
nah, it's
genres
different
and
every
stuff?
time. Sometimes I just take the initials of my name, then just go through C's and M's.
Okay.
Next day I'll just take one of each alphabet and I won't even look. I'll just pull it, and whatever it is I take it unless I have it.
Right.
You know, sometimes I'm just gonna do E's today. You know,
Wow.
It's always different. That way, it's never the same flow of what I take. And sometimes it's bullshit. Sometimes, you know, it's bullshit for the first 2 times I check it. Come back 2 or 3 months later and find a banger on the same record. So,
Right.
it depends on what mind state you're in. But all of that is just up to, you know, the whole way we put together, you know, what we're looking for as far as the sounds. And like I said, it's not always jazz, rock, soul. It's just sometimes just random shit, you know. And like I said, I'll just close my eyes and just take it.
Right. I heard that
That's
nonsense.
kind of fun.
the birds on that when I heard a story about you guys. Anyway, I mean, I'm gonna
You
get
can
real
tell me the
nerdy.
story. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's your story.
Oh, but
I mean, you guys. I heard you split like some record store and you found some weird.
Oh
record
yeah, me and Showbiz. There was an old man that was selling an old. He had a record store. He was moving down south. He wanted some extra cash. He didn't want to take the records with him, and it was an entire record store about the size of this whole room, and he charged us $4,000 for everything. So we both split it. I took half of the boxes. He took half of the boxes, and I found a little 10-inch record that was at some Lutheran church narrator just talking stuff about Lutheran, Christian psalms in the Bible. And there was a little, piece of a sample on there, and I was going to throw it in the garbage because it looked like a record that wasn't going to have anything interesting. And I found that sample that Nas, for Nas is like. So you never know what you'll find on anything. It's really, that's why hip hop takes from everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's really up to what you turn it into. You and I could take the same record right now and make a beat, but either our beats are both going to be dope, but we're not going to apply ourselves the same way. Mm-hmm. So it's all about what the mind does. Just like people ask me, should I get the MPC 60 or the 2000 or the 1000? I'm like, yo, it doesn't matter. You make the machine do what it does. The machine can't do shit without you. Right. So it's really what's up in the brain.
So that brings me to my next question. Like, any advice for up and coming producers? What's like the best way to get the most out of your artists?
Always be original. Always study everybody that you want to be like without being exactly like, without biting their style. But everybody I wanted to like me in the industry that I looked up to, every one of them came up to me in different occasions and said, yo, you the man, I love your shit. That's all I wanted was just, when Rakim saw me in a club, and he never goes out and say, yo, Gangsta, yo, Guru, Premier, I love y'all music. We're like, oh shit, Rakim knows who we are. And the stuff like that. He's seeing EPMD, and they're like, yo, we want to take y'all on tour with us, and we went on tour, and things like that. That's amazing shit, just for being recognized for what we were doing to represent another piece of the puzzle.
Crazy. Yeah. So, kind of being that you guys are on top of the game, like as a producer, you've been around for longer than I've been involved in records and longer than I've been listening to hip hop. You know what I mean? What keeps you pushed, man? Like, what keeps you focused and what keeps you motivated?
It's just passion, man. I mean, it's like loving your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, or your child. As much as you love them, I love hip hop the same way, and I love music and I respect music. Most people just listen to it. They say they love it, but they don't respect it, because if they did, you won't have them running up. I've had people come up to me and go, "Hey, play some hip hop," and I'm like playing what I played tonight, and it's like, yo, if that is not hip hop to you, then you need to be educated on it, and go take a hike, because I'm going to ignore you anyway after you ask a stupid ass question. So
right.
Yeah, man, just passion and love. The day I stop loving it, you won't hear me do it.
Right.
So the age part shows you that you do it till you don't want to do it. I still love it, so I stay sharp and I still study. You got to study. I know every rapper that's popular right now, from Waka Flocka to Chief Keef to Schoolboy Q to Joey Badass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep up with everybody, to Soulja Boy all the way down to Case Veggies. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of them. Mac Miller, all of them. Like, you got to still study them. Don't act like, oh, they're young, I don't care. Study them, and know what they're up to, so that you just know. You don't have to play that. I don't have to play that type of stuff, and I don't have to make that style of beats. But I want to know who they are and what they're doing, because they're obviously doing something with our culture. So I gotta pay attention, because they're running things. They're the ones getting all the crowds, and they're the ones that's being all on the TV. So I'm like, well, let me see what they're about, and then I compare it to what I do, and then I'm like, okay, that's dope for what they do, but I'm gonna keep doing what I do. Right. Because I have an audience that wants more of what I've been doing, so I'm going to keep giving my audience what I've been doing. And the rest of them, if they jump on, that's fine. If not, I have enough of an audience. Right. I got over 80,000 followers on Twitter. I was happy when I had 300. Thought that was a lot. You know what I'm saying? So 300 people to love what I do is a lot to me. So 90,000, 80,000 means I'm doing something right, so let me stick to what I do.
Right. 2 more questions.
I don't need 1 million people following me. I'm good. That's
You don't want to
scary
be
anyway.
Questlove, right?
Yeah, that's stalker numbers.
Yeah. You gotta live on the internet. All right. So, real quick, just if you could just mention a highlight of your career or something that stands out. I mean,
Highlight of my career was getting my record deal, meeting Guru, doing all the every Gangstar album was consistent. Everyone outsold the next. So that we got 2 gold albums. So we've actually have we always dreamed of having a gold album with my certified on our wall, and then my mom and them have theirs, my sister and brother-in-laws, all of them have theirs in the house. And when I go visit them, just to see it hanging, in the house, and then all the plaques I have from Menace Society, Juice, Death Row, and Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, all hanging in my studio. That shit is a blessing. So that, and then meeting all the artists I looked up to, touring. There's so many things I love about it. Even all the perks that come with being in the industry. I love every bit of it, and that's why I don't take it for granted.
All right. So, being that we're here in Nashville, like, what did you expect, and how did this? Did it meet your expectations? Was it totally different than you expected? Like, what was the deal?
I always expect the crowd to be as live as I am, because I'm going to give it to you raw, whether you just stand there staring at me, whatever, and not moving. I'm going to make sure you're doing something before the night is over, because I'm not going to just stand there and let you just look like you're bored, because otherwise I don't feel like I'm not doing my job. So I'm going to go full throttle, whether I'm tired, whether I'm sick, it doesn't matter. I'm going to give you full energy. And, I hope everybody liked what I did. If not, I'll work on improving.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously,
it's like working on your jump shot. If you was missing all of the game last night, next game, practice 3 days before the game, and be ready to shoot and make a whole bunch of jumpers and some 3-pointers.
Wow.
Score.
Yeah.